Good day everyone, my name is Maria De Luna and we're here again for another video regarding immigration related topics. So today we'll talk about certain conditions why an LMIA or a labor market impact assessment cannot be processed or is being refused to be processed, okay? So to find out what, you'll have to go through the website of immigration. So we'll go to, okay. So we'll go to the Canada and then you type this link, Employment Social Development. Basically, that's where the LMIA is processed, foreign workers. If in doubt, what you could do is type in, Google it, Service Canada LMIA refusal to process. You'll hit this link, refusal to process a labor market impact assessment application. And you'll go through some links. Okay, so for example, as of today, February, what day is today? February 10, I believe. Feb 10, 2018. These are the current ministerial instruction where an LMIA can be refused to process for. Okay, so for example, certain low-wage positions in the accommodation and food service industry, low-wage positions at or above the current cap, certain high-wage occupations in the province of Alberta. Now, this is unique because of the high unemployment rate of Alberta. Alberta actually, in the spring of 2017, posted about 27 or 29 occupations that you cannot request an LMIA for. In-home caregiver positions where live-in is a mandatory requirement, okay, and any LMIA that has been revoked. So let's start with this low-wage position in the accommodation and food service industry. Okay, so there's actually several things that are actually being looked at, okay, in this. So there's usually in every provinces and in every area of that province, there's certain unemployment rates, okay? So if your area has an unemployment rate of 6% or higher, okay, and then the occupation titles that the employer is looking for are under these, certainly you cannot apply for an LMIA. Okay, so let's go look in that. Not sure. Okay, nope, let's go back. Okay, so for example, how do you know what these NOC codes are? Okay, so the first thing to do, find it, NOC code. Okay, you go to the national classification, occupation classification. Okay, and then what you could do, quickly search all these, right? So say 6541. Security guards. Okay, so security guards, I believe food counter attendants there too. Let's go through one by one. So security guards, the cashiers, okay, so that's how you look at all these. Store shelf stockers, clerks and order fillers. So that's where the grocery clerks are. Okay. 6622, 6711. I believe that's the food counter attendant. Oh no, actually. I take that back. Oh yeah. So that's where the food counter attendants, kitchen helpers, food service helpers, preparers, sandwich makers. That's 6611. So and so on and so forth. So I do know for a fact that all these, they have the security guards, the food counter attendants there, the cleaners are there, the specialized cleaners there, 8612. Okay, maintenance labor. So here's the thing. Again, if you're being hired in, and the title is in any of these, okay, and you're not in Yellowknife, first what you have to figure out is if the LMIA can be processed or not. So for example, the job offer is in Calgary. Again, as you can see earlier, if you have a 6% or more unemployment rate and you're being hired in one of those occupations, LMIA will be refused to process, okay, by Service Canada. So, for example, in Alberta, our unemployment rate is 8.4, and so this is because it's over 6%. We cannot apply for an LMIA in any of those occupations. As you know, this is security guards. There's the cashier, shelf stocker, and then there's a food counter attendant. I do know that there's cashiers here. Cleaners, specialized cleaners. There's a maintenance. How do you say that again? Landscaping and maintenance labor. Let's see what 76111 is. Okay. Construction trades helpers are there too. Okay, so and so on and so forth. So that's how you look at it. So that's only one of the ministerial instruction. Okay. Low wage position at above current cap. Back in the day, probably about 3 years ago, the government has imposed a cap on how many you can hire foreign workers for. And this is, you have to understand though, and this is very unique, this only applies to LMIAs that have a temporary job offer, okay? But if the job offer is skilled position and is submitted for a permanent job, like an LMIA express entry type, you're exempted from the cap, okay? There are certain ways where you get exempted from the cap, okay? Let's move on to the province of Alberta. At this point in time, Alberta has listed several occupations and you cannot apply an LMIA for these positions. And what are those positions? Here it is, okay? There's human resources manager, engineers, supervisors for the supply chain, tracking and scheduling, purchasing agents, officers, and all those things. Mechanical engineers, electrical, electronic. Now, here is where I want you to focus, because here's basically the list of the trades, and I see a lot. I see a lot of job offers from I don't know what type of agency, and they're offering some of these occupations. If your job offer is in Alberta, make sure the job title, the job position they are offering is not one of these positions, because otherwise they will not, Service Canada will refuse an LMIA for it, okay? So there you go. That's actually 31 occupations. So yeah, so focus on all that. Like I mentioned, you go through the website, you click on all those links to check the LMIAs or the job position titles where a Service Canada officer will refuse to process an LMIA for, okay? As you can see, there are a lot of contractors and supervisors for the trades here. Machinists are here, welders are here, electricians, plumbers, carpenters. So a lot of the trades that before Alberta has been hiring for, but now these occupations cannot be applied an LMIA for the meantime, only in the province of Alberta, okay? We're only talking about Alberta here, guys, okay? In-home caregiver positions, live-in requirement, we have been talking about that for a long time. Back in 2014, November 30, 2014, the government has now imposed a new ruling wherein you cannot put live-in as a mandatory requirement. You can hire a caregiver to work for your home, but you cannot say that living in your home is mandatory. Okay, so I think that's about it. LMIA revocation basically means, you know, the employer was investigated after several checking, examination. The government decided to revoke that right of the employer to do LMIAs, and usually that's about 2 years. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you very much, and hope to see you in our next show. If you want to see more shows relating to immigration topic, please subscribe in our channel. Thank you.